At the roadblock last night, the police joked you'll need a submarine to make Glenridding tonight. No jokes upon arrival. For the second time in 5 days, the two village streets inundated by the Beck overflowing. For the second time in recent days, the diggers of Beckside Construction stood ready to clear the raging torrent of debris, but this time round, it wasn't happening. The contractors who scooped out 500 metres of this beck just 2 days ago say they could do the same tonight, even in these conditions, but they're being prevented from doing so by the police because they say it's unsafe.
We've been stopped because we've been told it's too dangerous to work.
What's your assessment?
I'm told it's too dangerous to work.
Something had to give, and around 1 a.m. they went out and got at it. In the next few hours, they would remove over 500 tons of boulders from the beck, as they have already done once, of course. Within hours, the waters began to recede. But if this dramatic approach has failed to protect Glenridding once, the real solution must lie elsewhere. Mountain rescue teams checked house by house, nobody missing, nobody injured.
Everybody's absolutely safe. In fact, once we checked all the properties, they were happy to stay, and so we just decided we'd sit it out, alongside the fire service. We'll just wait for the water to go down, and then tomorrow becomes a clean-up job again.
A village shop in Glenridding at around 3:45 this morning. And at 10 a.m, the son of the owner, Craig Brown, went along to take a look. Like so many here, Craig felt they had just about got control of the clean-up after the flood on Saturday night. The consensus among villagers here is that last night's flood was worse than the one Storm Desmond brought on Saturday.
A lot of back-breaking work for nothing. All has to be done again.
Quite simply, he said the diggers had saved the village.
It's all off their own back, it's their own machines, they pay for the fuel. They could easily be earning money elsewhere right now, but instead they're just here helping us. It's a human spirit, and good to see.
But that isn't sustainable. Upstream from the village, things are deeply unstable. The Environment Agency now has to cost long-term plans to attempt to control the Glenridding bottleneck and scores of others across the lakes before lives are lost.
Well, there's a multitude of examples about holding the water back in terms of putting in sort of natural or man-made sort of barriers that can hold water back at peak times. We might be able to look at diversion channels here in the village to take away some of the peak flow. It could be about activities that stabilise the ground up behind us to try to hold that material in place so it doesn't get washed away.
The Environment Agency says 40 to 50 lakeland communities are now at risk from dangerous flash flood events. It happened to be Glenridding this week and twice. Who's next? Alex Thompson, Channel 4 News in the Lake District.